What's up, guys? Keyshawn Uchiha here, back at you with another new alternate universe what if. Now, I kind of took some medicine to pretty much go to sleep, and I'm still a little bit tired. I drank a Monster Energy drink. Yes, I know it's not healthy. Whoever's like a healthy type, yeah, I know. But I wanted to get some energy to do like 3 videos tonight. Maybe not. But this is basically going to be what if Naruto had Hanbo. Now, I didn't want to do this because someone probably already did this and made this good, made their own point of view of it. But I wanted to do it because I wanted to imagine Naruto having Hanbo. And I might do what if Deku have Hanbo, but this one I'm just gonna do like if we get this up to 20 likes, I'll do a part two of this. But this will be like part one of what if Naruto had Hamu. Now, I'm gonna just let you know my thoughts of what Naruto having Hamu will be about. So it was kind of hard of deciding to do this video of what if Naruto had Hamu because it's at A, it's at A, like how would Naruto get Hamu? B, they're in the ninja universe. That's the difficult part. And C, ain't like hormone users are like they're pretty much pretty rare to find. Like after like you could say part one, two of JoJo Bizarre Adventures, there was no more hormone users except for like Joseph Joestar. That's it. All the hormone users pretty much died out. No one else has hormone but Joseph. So yeah, that's also that. Well, you could say the spin users, but they don't count. But pretty much, yeah. Sorry. But pretty much it's gonna be what if Naruto had Hamu, and let's just see how it goes. And also, this might be an 18 plus, depends on how I go with this. But other than that, let's get to continue. Now, how we're gonna start this off? Well, we're gonna start with the Hamu. How did this Hamu happen? We're gonna start long ago. Now, before like the Konoha got created and stuff, it was the Ninja War. Now, the Senju clan and the Uchihas fighting and stuff. But this is where the Uchiha clan kind of was desperate because they was on their knees. We're gonna say they're kind of been taking L's and they've been having winning and stuff. And Madara, he is a powerful Uchiha, and Uchihas are powerful with their thing, but they're just not strong enough. So they needed to make an alliance. So this is where they found the Hamon users, or you could say the Hambo clan or the fighting clan. Now, what do I mean? The fighting clan or the Hambo clan. Now, the Hambo clan is pretty much, well, how can I say, Hambo users, as they use Hambo, they use the breathing style to breathe in, to absorb Hambo and stuff, and they can do a lot of things, as you could say, and we're going to learn the Hambo. We're going to say they have the Hambo abilities from part 1 and 2. As A, they can walk up to walls, they can climb up walls with Hambo, punch through walls, stretch their arm out, use Hambo as armor, such as to block off vampires' attacks and stuff, and other attacks, such as kunais and stuff. We're just gonna allow that. So when someone throw a kunai at them, that won't really phase them, and they can use the Hambo to pretty much block off jutsus like such as water attacks or like or fire style attacks and stuff like that. So they won't like they will take damage, but not as like a lot of damage, as kind of as like a imagine like a person having like think of the Kaguya clan. They like if they get punched and stuff, it's kind of like that. They won't really take a lot of damage because they have Humble as armor covered over them, so they would take less damage from attacks and stuff. But that doesn't mean they're invincible, so don't worry about that. They're not gonna be busted. Also, they can walk on water. They can use certain objects to boost the weapon attack, such as I'm gonna say like Jonathan Joestar, him using Hamo with weapons like soda and stuff to make them as weapons as Thompsons too and all that. And also they can set Hamo traps or set something as a trap. So if anyone touches it or like touches a body or stuff, they get shocked with Hamo and get frozen still and they can't do anything, which another enemy can attack or the Hamo user can attack them. Yeah, pretty much like that. Um, So yeah, that's all they're gonna have. But let me just give me a minute because I pretty much got a text message. Also, sorry guys, I'm back. Had to do a little bit more research, but also they can use Homo to fix broken wounds as injuries like a broken neck and stuff or cuts to heal themselves up. And they can also use like manipulate electricity as they can, like I said, to trap lymphocytes and stuff, kind of like that. And they can use wire traps. Like if they use like a wire, they can use Hombo to pretty much make it much deadlier, like that, all that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much all what Homo users can do. If I missed anything, please go down to the comment section. Says, oh, you forgot this. Oh, wait. Well, y'all not gonna, y'all can't. I can't forget this one thing. And Homo users, if they die, they can pass down their Homo powers to another Homo user to make their Homo much more stronger to defeat their foes. So if one Homo user die, they can pass down their power to the next person. And once that person, dies, they can pass down the Homo to the next person, and so far, so forth. They will be basically powerful. They will get the last Homo user to be stronger. Now, I'm just gonna continue. Now, the Homo user clan, or should I say the Homo clan, was pretty much strong and feared around the world, as because, well, you heard what I said, they're powerful. This is where the Uchiha clan pretty much signed an alliance with the Homo users, and the Homo users pretty much, agreed with them. Now, this is where the Uchihas pretty much fought against the Senju and stuff, and this is where the Senju was losing. Now, the Uchiha, Madara pretty much, I'm gonna say Madara wanted to make an alliance with the Senju, and the Senju and the Uchiha, and also the Hanbo and the Uzumaki, pretty much created Konoha. Now, pretty much after all that, after years gone by and Madara does the same thing and stuff, the Uchiha pretty much, everything happens the same to Uchihas. Well, no, not everything happened the same to Uchihas because I kind of get bored of having the same story over and over again of everything happened the same to Uchihas. The second Hokage, Tomiyama, him, he didn't really didn't put all those rules of the. He did do this like the seal the dangerous jutsus away and stuff, but he did not put the Uchihas in concentration camps. But what he did do is ban the Homo users, or should I say the Homo clan, to pretty much leave the leave the Leaf Village because they know the power of the Homo. So the Homo users or and the Homo clan, they're pretty much in the Leaf Village and they can't leave, or you know or they're going to be rogue and get killed. So yeah, that's only the difference, and the Uchihas too. But they won't be put into separate or put apart against the thing. Now I know that will ruin the fun and ruin the story of Naruto because we all want to have everything happen the same, but something will be different, slightly different. But let's just mix it up a bit. So let's just go. But pretty much after that, we start off with pretty much Minato. Now Minato is from the clan of the Hamon users, so he's gonna be a Hamon user, but he will be the same Minato as we all know and love, but he would just have Hamon. Now Minato will be doing the same, save Kushina from the Uzumaki clan, which the Uzumaki clan is not extinct. I'm surprised they not disappeared. They didn't disappear. They're not gone. They're pretty much there in the Leaf Village. So yeah, the Uzumaki clan is not gone. But let's continue. Pretty much after years gone by and everything happens the same between the Obito thing. This is where we go and start the anniversary of Ren death of the Nine-Tails attack. And everything happens as the same thing except for Minato pretty much having Hanbo breathing in like and breathing in, and he pretty much, and I'm gonna say Hanbo does a little. The Hanbo clan has the essential of chakra as their Hanbo is merged with their chakra, so they pretty much has a lot of chakra. They have more chakra than the Uzumaki clan. So, yeah. So Minato has a little bit of a chakra boost. But pretty much, Minato pretty much is fighting with Obito and stuff. And now, Minato is pretty much smart and realize what's Obito's weakness. He pretty much throws the kunai straight at Obito. Now, Obito faced to it. And this is where, well, he pretty much stole the Hamo kunai. And pretty much Obito's about to trying to fuse, well, trying to, unfazed and not get hit by the kunai, but pretty much the Hamo kunai that has Hamo in it was pretty much trapped in. He gets hit by it and he's like, "What?" And he starts, frozen still and he can't move. And he says, "My body." This is where Minato teleport does the same thing as Canon, but pretty much ends the fight much quicker. Now, the Nine Tails is still happening, but Minato pretty much don't use the Reaper Death Seal, and since the Uchihas are not separated, I'm gonna say Fugaku put the Chinchuriki under the Nine Tails Chinchuriki, Kurama under a Genjutsu. Well, pretty much broke the Genjutsu, and well, no, he pretty much put Kurama under a Genjutsu, and pretty much this is where Minato seals. Well, yeah, this is where Minato seals half the Nine Tails in Naruto and the other Nine Tails into Kushina. Because, hey, Kushina gotta live in this. Now, after all of that, this is where we have Naruto pretty much reborn again. The same thing. Now, I guess I should probably tell you what Naruto looked like. So Naruto's basically gonna have red hair. So he's gonna have the Uzumaki string DNA, and he's also gonna have the Hamon clan DNA too. So his hair is gonna be red. Yeah, his hair is gonna be red, but pretty much he's going to be a Uzumaki slash Hamon clan user or Hamon user. Now we're gonna say past years, and this is a 5-year Naruto, and this Naruto is pretty much happy and joy because his mom and dad is not dead, and pretty much he enjoys playing around and stuff and all that. This is where Minato pretty much is glad to see, well, pretty much is happy to see his son and stuff, and Kushina too, and also the Uzumaki and the Hamon clan are glad to see Naruto alive because he is, you could say, the pride and joy of the two clans of a mixed clan. Because, like I said, some clans don't like to breed with other clans, but I'm gonna say the Hyuga and the Uchiha, they're not, well, how can I say, they're not enemies, and you could say the Hyuga clan member, you could say the chief of the Hyuga clan member, Fukaku, and the other guy, they pretty much made a deal to pretty much to mingle and bangle to try to see can they make hybrid Uchihas and Hyugas. Now I know what y'all thinking. This will never happen. This sounds way too crazy. Uchiha and Hyuga mingling and being together and doing that to make hybrids? This is just fucking crazy. I'm about to leave this video. Calm down. But I'm just letting you know this is what happened now. It's being quite bizarre. You see what I said? But pretty much, let's continue. Pretty much after that, yeah, Fugaku. I'm gonna say they had a council meeting, and while Naruto is pretty much doing the same thing as Kanon, they pretty much help out Hinata, or pretty much helps or come to Hinata aid, and this is where Naruto sees Hinata, and Hinata pretty much looks a little bit more different as original canon, as her eyes still looks the same, but she has how can I say bone manipulation? So she has a little bone tips coming out from her fingers. So kids make fun of her and call her a freak. But now I know what y'all thinking. Why does Hinata have bone tips on her fingers? What the fuck's going on with that? I will tell you, dude, sometimes. But let's continue. This is where Naruto pretty much looks at Hinata and pretty much asks if she's okay, smiling, which Hinata blushes and says, yeah, she's okay. Which, this is where Naruto looks at her hands and she's trying to cover it, which Naruto says, it's okay, I won't judge. Which she pretty much shows her fingertips and it shows a little bones, like little, sharp bones. Which she says, wow, that's cool. What, can you do that? Can you do that with other things? Which Naruto is like to see new things and stuff. He's, like I said, not the he's not the old Naruto that we know, but he's the new Naruto of happy and joy. But also, he likes to see new things and jutsus and stuff. Kind of like All Might, you could say. Now, this is where Hinata says, yeah, she can do it around her body, like some bones and stuff, which Naruto's thinking and saying, which I'm going to say Minato did teach Naruto some research in books and stuff. So Naruto's not dumb, so he knows about the Kaguya clan, but they died out, and he says, I think you're from the Kaguya clan. Which I'm going to say Hinata is, like Hinata's mother was from the Kaguya clan, So there is some Kagyu clan members in the Hyuga, but they don't have, you know, the genetics to do what Hinata can do. But pretty much Hinata is the one of the Kagyu clan members. This is where Hinata. Now I know what y'all thinking. Wait, but that means Hinata could have like been bloodthirsty and kicked the shit out of the kids. No, Hinata's like she's like that, but it haven't developed yet. So given time. But pretty much this is where Naruto pretty much talks to her and tells her what she is, and pretty much they have a talk while he's taking her home, and he pretty much says see her later, and she pretty much blushes and like original fall she falls head over heels for Naruto. Now this is where we skip on, and we have mm, a 10-year-old Naruto. Well, before let's not do a time skip. Let's talk about what Naruto's do in those time skips. So, as Naruto's pretty much training, we're gonna say Naruto's growing, but he starts to. We're gonna say one day something happened, and Naruto pretty much see a group of ninjas trying to fight Hinata. Now, well, trying to capture Hinata and take her to kidnap her and take her to the Cloud Village. Now this is where Naruto's pretty much going and trying to stop them, and they pretty much kick the shit out of Naruto. This is where Minato comes in and pretty much, stops them. And the Hyuga clans, well, we're gonna say the Uchiha and the Hyuga clan comes in and help out with Fukaku, and the leader of the Hyuga clan, which I forgot his name, pretty much comes in and stop him. Now, this is when I tell you, this is when they form a good alliance and start mingling and stuff. So only Uchiha and Hyuga clan members can mingle with each other. Out of all the other clans, like won't mingle with them. Like they forbid it. So only that shit. Except for Naruto. Naruto's an exception because Fukaku, and the leader of Hyuga wanted Naruto to pretty much marry Hinata. So it was all planned beforehand. So yeah. But let's continue. Pretty much this is where Naruto feels pretty much defeated and stuff, and he feels done for, and he feels weak. This is where he wants to get stronger to protect not only himself and Hinata, but the Leaf Village. Now, this is where he goes up to his father, crying, looking at goes to his father, crying, pretty much bruised up a little bit, which his father asks what happened in Kunkashina, which Naruto pretty much says it's nothing, and he goes in his room pretty much crying. Now, we're gonna say the next day, this is where he asks his dad that he wants to get training in. Which Minato says, "You want to train? Huh? You haven't even rode in the academy yet." Which this is where Naruto pretty much clutches his fist and says, "Father, I want to train. I want to get stronger." Which this is where Minato knows what happened to Naruto, and he begins to smile and says, "Okay." Now this is where Naruto will start learning how to use Hamon and stuff. And to get Hamon, you have to get your ass beat a couple of times. I'm just gonna allow it so he can understand the mechanics and stuff, and also have Hamon power. So, and Kushina's gonna be training him too. So he's gonna. Well, no, the Uzumaki clan is gonna train him too. So actually, no, Minato doesn't train Naruto. I'm gonna say the Hamon clan and the Uzumaki clan pretty much trains Naruto. So yeah. So we're gonna do a time skip. Naruto's pretty much. This is where we're gonna have a 10-year-old Naruto. Now this 10-year-old Naruto pretty much got trained by the Uzumaki clan and the Hamon clan, because like I said, their alliance is unbeatable. So pretty much, Naruto got a lot of training, and he learned a lot of techniques from them, such as like all the Hamon moves, what he can do with it, and Naruto would develop some of his own. So yeah, and also the Uzumaki clan taught him how to use the chakra chains and how far can he go with the chakra chains. So Naruto's gonna make his own chakra chains to use or merge together with the Hamon. So yeah, but yeah, this is pretty much Naruto got his training for the 10 years. Now this is where Naruto pretty much is leaving the Uzumaki and the Hamon clan compound, or the place. Well, I'm just gonna say place, their clan place, because I'm gonna say the Uzumaki and Hamon clan merged together, so they're pretty much one. Just like the Hyuga and the Uchiha clan, they're pretty much one. So yeah, pretty much. But after that, this is where Naruto is walking out, how can I say? This is where Naruto's walking out, and this is where one of the Hamon clan members and the Uzumaki clan members stop Naruto. Says, "Hey Naruto, wait!" Which Naruto is saying, "Hmm." And this is where they pretty much give him pretty much gloves. Well, no, give him a sword. Which Naruto says, "What is this?" Which this is where uh one of the Hamon clan says, "This is the Loki sword, the Loki, the Lucky sword, as it's a sword made out of luck. It's a lucky sword and it boosts your luck." Which Naruto says, I like it." Which this is where the Hamon clan and the Uzumaki says this weapon is very treasurable. It's our treasure weapon. It was it was given passed down to us by a certain someone, which I'm gonna say they had the sword for years and years, and only one person can wield it. And that person now Naruto is the past descendant who can wield the sword because it takes a lot of your Hamo and it kills you because Hamo is connected to chakra, and if your Hamo disappears, you die because your chakra is going to disappear with your Hamo. So yeah, it's kind of like a nerf and a buff, but let's just continue. Pretty much this is where they give Naruto the sword. Now Naruto takes it and he looks at it, he smiles, thinks does about it, thinks him, which they pretty much says, "Make sure to come back and visit us," which Naruto says he will, and he starts running to the academy. Now Naruto will look a little bit different, as Naruto will still have the same outfit as the original kid part, but he will have gloves on. He will have gloves on, like kind of like Joseph, like that. He will basically have the gloves. But pretty much this is where Naruto's going in, and he sees Sasuke, which he waves at Sasuke, and Sasuke pretty much waves at him back because Sasuke, he's not emo or edgy, and the Uchiha massacre, it never really didn't happen. Well, it kind of, some Uchihas and Hyuga members did die in the process of stopping Obito until Minato came in and stopped his ass. So yeah, it's only like a couple Uchiha and Hyuga members died. And Itachi, he did go, he did go rogue, but he went as an undercover agent. So he really didn't kill no clan members, but he did go to go undercover. Shisui, he's still alive, so don't worry about that, guys. He's not dead. So everything's perfectly fine. But this is where Sasuke, he is a little bit emo, but not like up to the extent of like I don't fuck with anyone. Everybody's a loser to my eyes. I'm thirst for power. I thirst for all that. No, he does thirst to get stronger, but the stronger to stop his brother, to see why did his brother, go rogue. He wants to know that, not to kill his brother, but to figure out why his brother went rogue and left the village. That's what he wants to figure out. So don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. That's basically Sasuke. So he's a little bit emo, but not too emo. Okay, but this is where Naruto is sitting down with Sasuke and asking if he's okay. Which Sasuke, he smiles and says he's all right, but he pretty much was waiting for his knucklehead, which Sasuke grabs Naruto's and pretty much giving him a knuckle sandwich. Using his knuckles to rub on Naruto's head, which Naruto tells him to stop. Now, this is where the teacher comes in and the clone test comes in. Now Naruto, he pretty much fails because I'm gonna say the bad Nine Tails. Naruto got the bad Nine Tails of Kurama, so this bad Kurama pretty much is blocking off Naruto's chakra as original canon. So Naruto's chakra control is actually no. Kurama doesn't do shit because he can't really do nothing. I'm gonna say if you're a Hamon user, you pretty much have a gate that, like, since Naruto is the Nine Tails, Jinchuriki host, and he's a Hamo user and an Uzumaki, I'm gonna say his Hamo genes pretty much creates like a Hamo shock barrier or a shock case. So Kurama can't really, influence Naruto or do anything. So Naruto passes pretty much clone test with ease. So after Naruto's leave, this is where Naruto, we're gonna say it later at night, is pretty much training his Hamo, meditating and stuff, and he hears someone pretty much, running. Because I'm gonna say Hamo users can sense area movement, as they can sense people moving, with their feet or heartbeats. They can sense heartbeats and movements. and he can sense a kid pretty much is panicking. So this is where Naruto goes and sees what the kid's doing and asks what's wrong. Which this is where Naruto, how can I say? This is where Naruto pretty much asks what is he doing with the scroll ceiling, which pretty much this kid is saying he doesn't want to get in trouble. Mizuki said that if he gets the scroll, he can pretty much pass. Which this is when Naruto realized that Mizuki is a traitor. And he pretty much tells the kid to give him the scroll and he won't get in trouble. Which the kid goes away and, runs. Now, this is where Naruto pretty much grabs the scroll and he's a little bit curious what's in the scroll and he looks inside. Now, this is where Naruto will learn the multi-shot clone jutsu as a original canon, and he will also see his father technique, the flying Raijin, which he pretty much looks and says, huh, this is my father technique. He never taught me this. I guess I should sneak attack him with his own technique, which he pretty much writes it down of the flying Raijin and puts it in his pocket and pretty much grabs the scroll ceiling and creates another clone, and pretty much tells the clone to put it back in the office and tell his father what's happening, which the clone does it. Now this is where Naruto is going. As he's going, he pretty much breathes in his Hamon like this, and he pretty much forms a shield, like a whole armor shield, or a shield around him, kind of like an aura. Now, electricity is slowly sparking, so no one can see. Well, yeah, they can hide their electricity of armor, or they can just show it off with flashy color. But Naruto's pretty much making it invisible a little bit, and you can only see tiny bits of electricity sparking. But as he's going, he pretty much is looking around and stuff, and Naruto's breathing is on point, so he's not gonna run out of Hamon quickly, or he's not gonna lose his Hamon. He can pretty much store it up if he want to. That's how powerful Naruto is. Not OP, but he's powerful. This is where Mizuki, this is where Ruka comes in as Ruka kind of asks what's Naruto doing here, which Naruto's pretty much explaining that he was looking for Mizuki until Mizuki throws down his Sharingan Shuriken at Naruto and Ruka. This is where Naruto jumps in the way, which Ruka's about to stop Naruto, but this is where the Shuriken pretty much hits Naruto, but not hit him, but just scratches him as it bounced off of him, but scratched him a little bit and and deflect into a tree. This is where Naruto pretty much saying, so you finally show yourself. Mizuki pretty much jumps down and says, so it is true. The Hamon can dodge, block everything, which this is where Naruto pretty much does the multi-shot clone jutsu and says, yeah, but you're not going to live to tell. You're not going to live to tell the tale, because if anyone sees like Hamon users uses the armor thing, the Hamon users pretty much most likely will kill you. So pretty much this is where Naruto does the multi-shot clone jutsu, and this beats the shit out of Mizuki with Hamon. Just like using the Hamon overdrive, just running his shit, just running his fade with multiple punches. This is where Mizuki is pretty much down on the ground, bleed up in a play pope, blood everywhere on him. He just he just looked like a fucking meat bag. That's how bad it is. Pretty much after that, this is where Naruto asks Ruka if he's alright, which Ruka says yeah, and pretty much graduate Naruto for defeating Mizuki, pretty much a Jonin, and he believes Naruto can achieve his dreams and stuff, and says that to Naruto, which Naruto thanks him, and he gets a Ruka headband, and they pretty much continue going. Now the next day, pretty much this is where Naruto is heading in with his headband, pretty much excited and stuff. Now I know what y'all guys are gonna ask, why he didn't use his sword against the fight with Mizuki. I want to save that sword weapon later on. But pretty much this is where Naruto's sitting down with Sasuke, and Sasuke pretty much is smiling too because he passed, and they're pretty much waiting. Now this is where Sakura, as usual, can pretty much is fighting with Ino for Sasuke affection, but they're also she has another interest in mind for someone else, and it's pretty much Naruto. Because why not? This is where Naruto looks at Ino and pretty much smiles and waves at her, which Ino blushes and pretty much looks away, which Sakura a little bit notices, but she lets it be. Now, this is where Sakura pretty much is going up to Sasuke and asks him if he wants to hang out later on, blushing and giggling, which Sasuke looks at her and he smiles and says, of course, Sakura, we can hang out later on and go eat somewhere, which she pretty much blushing and blushing extra hard, saying like a date, which Sasuke pretty much looks away and smiles and looks back at her and smiles and says, "Of course, like a date." Which this is where she blushes extra hard and says, "Okay." Now this is where the teams are all the same, uh, such as Team Seven with Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Now this is why they're waiting. As they're waiting for Kakashi, this is where Naruto is pretty much is meditating, pretty much meditating and stuff, and practicing on his chakra control, because that's one thing for Hamon users to have. They must have perfect chakra control, because to use Hamon, you have to have like a high level of courtesy of chakra control, as it has to be good, higher, or much higher. Naruto chakra control is higher, but not as maxed, as it's 100% pure. So that's what he's trying to get, because if you do that, you unlock a much even more stronger Hamo, you could say. Which the Hamo clan, some of the Hamo clan members do have that power to do that, but they have to unlock it. They have to, constantly meditate and stuff. And the Hamo thing merged the chakra as one, but since Naruto is like higher, it's not really yet. But let's continue. Pretty much this is where Naruto is pretty much meditating a little bit, and Sasuke pretty much start talking to Naruto. Well, start talking to Sakura, and Sakura is pretty much talking to Sasuke, and they're, you could say, having a little conversation and stuff. But this is where Kakashi comes in late and says sorry he's late and stuff, which, well, before he comes in, this is where Kakashi pretty much is open up the door, and before he does a step, he realized that it's a wire, a very clean, visible wire, which Naruto looks in. Before Kakashi walks, he jumps over it and says, "Sorry I'm late, guys," which Naruto says, impressive, impressive Kakashi-sensei, which Kakashi says, I can see that trap before I walked in, which Naruto says, so the legend is true. You are skilled, which you are highly skilled, which Kakashi does a little look away, closes his eyes, and says, stop it. But pretty much Kakashi explains himself and stuff, and he pretty much tells everybody to come up the rooftop and explain their whole ideas. Sakura is pretty much the same, trash. Naruto, pretty much his is the same, but he wants to become the strongest leaf ninja out of. He wants to, bring, or respect, or pretty much show that he pretty much wants to unify and make true peace in the world, and also become Hokage. That's what his dream is. Um, Sasuke's is the same, but not to kill a certain someone, but to find a certain someone to ask why he did it. Which I'm gonna say Naruto and, well, no, not Naruto doesn't know, but um Kakashi knows. What the hell? Yeah, nah, only Kakashi. Now, pretty much this is where Kakashi explains the bell test, and to come tomorrow, or and like come tomorrow and don't eat or you're gonna puke, which everybody agrees and start going. Now, this is where Naruto later that night is walking, and I'm gonna say he was at Ichiran Ramen's eating some ramen. Not He doesn't eat it every day because his mom, is on his ass, but he's pretty much eating Ichiran Ramen, and he pretty much is walking until he hears some training. Like I said, he has very good hearing and very good sensory. So he could be a sensory ninja if he wanted to, but he's not. This is where he hears, like, training real hard, and he pretty much goes to the Hyuga and the Uchiha's Hyuga and yeah, the Hyuga and the Uchiha's place, and he looks, and he pretty much sees Hinata training by herself, and she's pretty much training real hard, as she's trying to control her Kaguya clan power of the bone manipulation, because she's not really good at controlling it, but now she's like practicing to understand it, how to control it, and how to manipulate it and stuff. And Naruto's looking and pretty much smiling. Hinata Progress. This is where Naruto, leaves the place. And I'm gonna say only Fugaku and fucking the Hyuga clan leader sees it, notice that Naruto's there, and they pretty much smiles, says, because Naruto does have a interest into Hinata. So it's kind of like this girl likes Naruto, Naruto likes this girl, that girl likes Naruto back. So it's kind of like a triangle, you could say. You could say it's kind of like a triangle. But pretty much next day, Naruto pretty much eats his breakfast because he knows Kakashi's gonna be late, and he makes also two other breakfasts as lunch for Hinata and Sasuke. Now, not Hinata and Sasuke, Sakura and Sasuke. Now Naruto goes there and he pretty much gives Sasuke a lunchbox and gives Hinata a lunchbox. Not Hinata, fucking Sakura lunchbox, and pretty much tell him to eat up because he's gonna be late. Which Sasuke listens to Naruto and knows that Naruto is right about this, and he starts to eat, which Sakura agrees with Naruto and pretty much eats the lunchbox too. Now, this is where Kakashi comes in late and pretty much says sorry. He kind of saw a black cat, and he strayed from the path, which Naruto completely let it slide and stuff, and pretty much tell him he better be getting ready, which Kakashi smiles and says okay. Now, this is where Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura is pretty much waiting for Kakashi to do the mark. And Kakashi is playing the bell test. It says that one of them is going to fail and go back to the academy, which Naruto's not shocked because he knows that the bell test requires teamwork, because why would you have two bells if it doesn't, and you're supposed to have three bells if it was like that. So, yeah, pretty much Naruto nods his head and Kakashi gives him an out warning mark, 3, 2, 1, go, and all ninjas start jumping. This is where Naruto goes in the bush too, but he creates like two clones to send out to pretty much distract Kakashi. Now Kakashi's pretty much reading his book, and Naruto two clones breathes in some Hamon and begins to start charging at Kakashi. Now I should have told you this, but Naruto has a chakra boost since he's a Uzumaki and a Hamon clan user. So Hamon clan user, like I said, they have fused chakra, so their Hamon is basically their chakra, and if the Hamon is gone, they die. But they have a chakra boost too. So Naruto's chakra is pretty much off the fucking charts right now. So he can just create. How can I say? What is the most strongest clones? I'll say up to 1,000,000 clones. Not yet, but he can create up to 1,000 clones for now. He can create up to 1,000 clones for now, and then as he gets stronger, he will go up to like 1,000,000 clones. But pretty much, this is where Naruto is pretty much sends out two clones to pretty much hold off Kakashi and distract him. Now Kakashi's pretty much looking and saying, I see. So he thought of fighting me head on. They never learn. Which this is where one of his clones pretty much is pretty much holding still, starts throwing kunais fused with Hamon, which Kakashi pretty much is dodging the kunai's attacks and stuff, and not touching them. And he's not touching them, but pretty much the other clone pretty much teleports right beside the kunai. It pretty much kicks Kakashi, but Kakashi is shocked and saying, "What is that? How did he?" Which Kakashi is confused and saying, "Okay, look like I'm gonna get a little bit serious." Which he closes his book and put in the bag, and the two clones is still fighting with Kakashi. But let's switch. Pretty much this is where Naruto catch up with Sasuke and tells him what's the plan, which Sasuke agrees on because Sasuke is not edgy and is not ignorant and shit. So Naruto tells Sasuke the plan and also tells Sakura, which Sakura agrees because Sasuke agrees. And pretty much this is where Sasuke asks the question, and Sakura, what happens, who's going to have the other bell, which Naruto pretty much says that he's going to split one bell in half and pretty much gives it to Sakura, which Sakura, agrees upon, and Sasuke, and they start getting ready. Now, this is where Kakashi pretty much jumps back and this is where Naruto going to use pretty much I'm gonna say his two natures is wind and fire, and also earth. So why not? This is where Naruto pretty much forms a fire style fireball. No, this is where Naruto fires a earth style earth ball, earth, not earth ball, uh, earth ball jutsu, which Kakashi pretty much does a fire style fireball jutsu and shoots it at the earth wall, which Naruto is pretty much does it in waiting, which Kakashi gets behind and shoots another fire style, which the clone of Naruto realizes it and gets hit by it and it bursts. Now, this is where Naruto other clone does was digging underground, and the other one does it too. Which this is where Sakura comes and grabs Kakashi in the leg, which Kakashi forgot that Sakura was like on the thing and saying what. I forgot about her, which this is where Sasuke jumps up and shoots like 3 fireballs at Kakashi. Now Kakashi pretty much can't dodge all 3 of them, so he gets hit. He dodges like the first one and second one, but he gets hit by the third one, and he pretty much hits the ground. This is where Naruto pretty much had traps on the ground with kunai. That if it so the kunai pretty much has Hamu fused with it, so and it has like a circle meteor around it. Think of it like if anyone played JoJo Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven, when someone like touches a crate or touches the ground or be by the ground by the Hamo thing, they get shocked and paralyzed. Yeah, so pretty much the kunais has that barrier around circles. So and it's a bunch of kunais everywhere. So this is where Kakashi pretty much like falls back on the ground and be right by one of the kunais that has the Hamo trap, and he pretty much starts being paralyzed. And he realized that he can't move. This is where Naruto comes in and runs. Well, pretty much runs and grabs the bells and backs up, and he turns off the traps. This is where Naruto gives one bell to Sasuke and cuts the bell in half and gives the other half bell to Sakura. This is where Kakashi gets up and he smiles and he says, "Y'all pass." And he pretty much says that they used teamwork and their teamwork was pretty good, but he says they should work on it a little bit more, which Naruto smiles and agrees, and Sasuke agrees too, and Sakura, and they're excited. Now, this is part 1 of What If Naruto Had Hamu. I hope y'all guys really enjoy. I really put a lot of thought and mind into this, and I didn't want y'all to, you know, constantly just say, what the fuck is he doing? So, this is part 1 of What If Naruto Had Hamu. Let's get this up to 20 likes. Only 20 likes, not 30, not 40, not 100. Only 20 likes, and I will make a part 2. But I'm Keishan Ojia. Thanks for watching, and peace out, guys.
It looks like you lost another one.